guys, and welcome back to another video and the last game review for today. It's taken a while to do these recordings, to be honest with you, but getting through them. Adelaide against St Kilda. Adelaide smoked them. So anyway, let's just jump into this one. It's probably, I think, going to be a quicker game review, this one. Not as many fantasy Supercoach relevant. Well, there are, but they're not going to be... It's more rookies and how to deal with them, I feel like, than anything. Jordan Dawson, I think, kicked 2 goals to save himself here. 9 marks, 4 tackles as well. 24 kicks. Is he going to get this regularly? I don't like the role. It seems like a Mr. Fix-It role again. So I know he scored 126 and that's really, really good. But his Supercoach score sort of backs it up that maybe it wasn't the greatest role. So I'm hesitant here with him. I know I don't hesitant what advice I should give, to be honest with you. I guess the simple advice is wait and see. Simply put, he scored a good enough score that it carries across now, and you're not going to be trading into him. So yeah, that's simply put. That's the easiest way to say. There's better options to trade in. So I don't know why I made all that fuss about that. Saligo, yep, easy job, just job done. Simply put, I don't know if he'll be able to score this consistently, but yeah, job done. Isaac Rankin, 107, 128. He did really well, 16 contest possessions. He's one to watch. And yeah, maybe he's the forward that we wanted over like a Horn Francis to start. But yeah, that kind of is annoying. A 127 though with 2 goals. He's a goal scoring mid, so we'll see about that. I don't know if he'll get 28 touches per game, so we'll see about that, especially because St Kilda leak a lot of scoring. And I don't know who Adelaide have next, but yeah, we'll just double check that for you guys. Adelaide in round 2 have Essendon. Oh, they're going to score again. Wow, they're going to really put a score on. And then in round 3, Adelaide have North Melbourne. They're going to put another score on there. And then in round 4, Adelaide have Gold Coast. That could be interesting. Gold Coast are a tough midfield. And then in round 5, Adelaide have Geelong. So yeah, that'll be interesting there as well. Geelong could be a tough midfield actually this year. Rory Laird, he did pretty well off half back, I'm pretty sure. Let me just check CBAs for Adelaide. Just double checking that Laird wasn't in any of them. And he wasn't, so that's good. Yeah, that's good to see that as well. Riley O'Brien basically dominated the ruck against the likes of Harry Boyd. So Harry Boyd took most of the ruck, and we talked about this last night in our live stream there, that Rowan Marshall is right on the cusp if he can get 3 or 4 games of just full or majority forwards. If we just look at, it'll be this one. If we look at St Kilda, I'll just quickly do this. Rowan Marshall, 32% ruck time. And if we go here and look at his TOG, 83%, so that means he probably played roughly 50% forward time. 50% forward time, if we divide that by 6 games, which 0.5 times, divide that by 6. So he needs to play, I think it's roughly 4 games to get of this to automatically get in. No matter what happened in the other 2 games, he's obviously going to play forward. So yeah, if this holds for 4 games, he's pretty much got it. Well, 3 games and he should get it, but 4 games and he will. So yeah, this will be interesting, this conversation here, because if Marshall has 4 games and then has, say, because if you look at his contest last year, 2024, if you look at his ruck time, Rowan Marshall had roughly, you'd say that's like 85% or something like that, 80%. I can actually just look at it in Marshall himself. This might be, no, that's Cherry. Speak of the rucks. If we look at it last year, he had 83% TOG, 87% TOG, 81% ruck time. So he's going to be majority ruck when he gets back to it, when Boyd eventually gets dropped, is my assumption, because of King and Owens and stuff coming back in 3-4 weeks, with Sharman as well, etc. But we'll just see about that. Anyway, still talking about the Crows. Crouch was all right. Shelley did pretty well. 2 goals there, but I don't think he was involved in the CBA, so that's just an outlier game for him. Thilthorpe, 3 goals for him. He looks good. Fogarty looks good as well. Thilthorpe, I think, was my Coleman shout, so that's good to see that there. And then Cumming and Peatling, 72 each. Yeah, filler roles, to be honest with you. They're good players, but they'll average 90 or something, 85, and that's just not going to be fantasy relevant or Supercoach relevant. And then Draper and Curtin both. Massive talk in preseason for Little show in first game. I know that Draper would have scored really well if he just wasn't sub, but sub risk is huge there because Nix is Nix. Wangley Malira 113.96 butchered the ball. So I think we talked about in preseason that he butchered the ball in one of the games. So for him to do this again, oopsie, that's not what we want. We want it. We'll do it this way. We'll still do it by DT. But yeah, Wangley Malira, that kind of sucks about that. But he'll be back to his best, you would expect, and he's still going to be a top 10 defender. McRae, yep, this is a layup pick for the forward line. Darcy Wilson, this is probably just a winger doing winger type things. Sinclair as well, 90-95, it's all right. Wilkie, 87-63, 15, 4, 10, and 1. Yep, 100% time on ground, obviously, as a key defender, 68%, so he'll be fine. Max Hall, this is one of the ones that we probably need to talk about, 82-74. Let's look at the CBAs for St Kilda. I don't think he was involved in the CBAs. Yeah, you see Steele, Boyd, McRae, Garcia, Clark came on and did a little bit, Windhager, etc. But no looking for the likes of Max Hall. And that's a real concern with me. And that's why I'm kind of still considering Nevitt to fix up that midfield and just put Hugo, Garcia and Riley Sanders in the forward line to beef that up, I would say. In terms of my fantasy side, Supercoach, a similar type of scenario of just going, well, I have Nevitt anyway, but going those midfielders rather than Hall and waiting another week for Hall, because this is the type of role, and I'm going to say it right now, we saw Darcy Wilson, we saw Holland, we saw Sharp, Davidson's going through the same thing. These wingers and these small forwards, it is so hard to get the cash generation and decision right with them. So I think in Supercoach, obviously wait a week with him. Wait a week, see what goes down. If he scores well again, then you're just going to have a guy that, I mean, it may cost you 20 points. Let's put it right. It may cost you 20 points, Max Hall, having him on field comparative this week. Worst case scenario if you hold and you don't get him. Best case scenario, he drops a third for those that hold away from not grabbing him in Supercoach. He drops a 30, takes away 5-10 points from those people in the best 18 scenario and isn't right for cash generation too much. So that's why I would say with Hall, it's just wait and watch because of this role. Take away 2 goals there, 2 goals too. If he doesn't have a shot somehow, that's 14 points already. That's a 68. Maybe he doesn't have as many marks and tackles. The thing is about St Kilda, why it's probably a little bit better, is that they generally have probably a little bit better time getting the marks from the wingers. We saw that with Darcy Wilson as well, you can see here. So that's an interesting debate there. Boyd played straight away. I think this is partially just due to them having no forwards at all, key forwards at all. Like they are just nothing down there. So 68-63, it's a fine start. Let's just hope he gets through 3 games, simply put, so you get some cash generation there. He looked all right, didn't look outstanding, and we knew something like this would happen. 65-70 from a ruckman against a pretty good ruckman or a restrictive ruckman and Riley O'Brien, especially for Boyd's type of scenario. But they play against, do they play Geelong round 2? Who do they play round 2, St Kilda? They play Geelong. He should feast Boyd, you would expect, to be fair. So, yeah, it'll be a battle between him and also the likes of do you field Boyd or do you field the likes of Flynn, to be honest with you, if you are thinking down that route. Raul Marshall hopefully gets forward status burns. Hugo Garcia, he has a role that if you take away he's not regularly going to have 3 free kicks against, I don't think. So if you take those away, maybe give him 1 and 1, just take 2 free kicks against there. That's 65. That's already getting on the verge of being all right for what he is. And I feel like he's a guy that could easily have 2 or 3 more tackles there. And then suddenly that's a 70, 75 or something along both lines. And that's fine. So I'm willing to hold for another week for him because he's not doing anything bad. And there's no real forwards that are going to do anything outstanding, to be honest, to replace him with. So yeah, happy to hold. Higgins, Garcia, Schoenmaker, Caminiti, Hasty, that was annoying, and Ross just stuffed it there with that sub out. Webster, Jones, O'Connell as well, so He gave away 2 free kicks, probably still best 22. We're just waiting for another rookie in the defender line to hopefully pop that we can just trade Leak and all our scrubs to there. That cash generation in the defender line is going to be so hard this year, so I wouldn't be trading early in the defender line, to be honest with you. Especially on Supercoach, just hope that you have guys that are playing there, that you can get 6 defenders there, as it's going to be tough. Cordy Hill and then Clark came on for 30% time on ground for a 16-7 split. So that is that. That is the recording's done for today with St Kilda versus Adelaide completed. I think this one's probably going to go up 7-8 p.m. So yeah, we'll see when that exactly goes up. There should be probably 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, something like that, and they'll be all uploaded. And anyway, if you guys did enjoy that, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload. Tomorrow should be a little bit more sort of streamlined, 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock or something, 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, something like that for the Wednesday night. With the last two game reviews in Melbourne, GWS and West Coast, Gold Coast, and then you'll have the trade targets for both Fantasy and Supercoach on the Wednesday, and then the Thursday you get the just the simple team reveals for round 2, and then also my tips, and then that'll be Thursday. Friday you get the game review starting again. But anyway, if you guys did enjoy that, remember to do all that, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye guys.